After all, we are living being, meaning we are the biological being. So no matter what we think in mind, at the end, the biological process would take over, life and death, as an example. Or when you're hungry, you want to eat, all of that. Also, if you suffer, you come up with a solution. That's also biological if we get down to it. Except that because of us being human, the suffering we create by ourselves by this dualistic way of thinking of let's get richer, have fun, peak experience, all of that. So we delude ourselves by having this wonderful tool of mind, the brain, the logic. Intuition is more biological. As you can guess, the cat would figure out whether this is edible or not, or this is friendly person or not. Very intuitive. So if I talk about the intuition using the Gilbert Taylor's experience of her going through the stroke, the left brain shut down, so she found nirvana. But be careful about this word nirvana. It's not against the hell or the torturous living. It is just the way it is, except that we don't have the pressure, and if we are surrounded by the comfort, the mother, the nature, whatever, just like a cat may find it peaceful in the sun and be happy and know who can give them food and all of that. It's very intuitive, or you can call again biological. So, spiritual pursuit at the end or from the beginning, it has to be biological. And the way I can look at it, as I was talking about melting into the nature, it's just being natural. So there's nothing to talk. And when we talk about awareness, just be aware being natural, as simple as that, which means your mind is not disturbing you or caught up. You're not caught up in the mind, but like a cat. Of course, you may feel that doesn't make sense because I'm a human being. I can do this, I can drive a car and go to the moon and all that kind of stuff. So, fine, let's do that. But at the same time, remember that we are from the source and the source is functioning for my heart to, you know, have a rhythm and breathe. Oxygen comes through, eat, and then nutrition go through, spread out. All of that happens biologically. It's nature's way. So when you go sleep, that's really it's nature's way breathing, and there's not much going on except you may dream and then have a nightmare. And yet, if you're very peaceful like a cat, sitting in the sun and dozing off, very peaceful. And we have those moments, and you refresh in the morning when you go through that. So melting into the nature, find the nature's way. Go back to the Garden of Eden instead of getting out of it and struggle or do lots of stuff, make money, be famous, and travel, do this, do that. Fine. But let's figure out that's the human way, but the nature's way is fundamental. The whole universe functions accordingly. And being aware means just being aware of all the functioning of what's going on inside the body, outside, as they are from moment to moment. So there's no mind. Mind is empty. So if you have done meditation, or just focus on breathing, then you get to the space where you have the mind calm and quiet, and you can listen well what's going on outside as much as listen well, observe what's going on inside of you. You can hear the noise. You can say it's noisy and get upset, but if you retain that calm and quiet mind as it is, that's meditation. Let the mind do the job, but let's not be disturbed or caught up in it. No mind, empty mind. And you can be at the state of awareness where everything is functioning as the law of nature. From each cell of the body, how we breathe, digest, whatever. Even thinking can be more natural. And when it happens that way, thinking is following the law of nature, and that might be the awakening experience you have. That you have lost, but you had it before. So you regain or awaken the sense, being aware that you are aware. You can hear, see, smell, touch, all of that. And you can see the mind movement, but you are with the source. As simple as that. So, spiritual pursuit, as much as Gilbert Taylor may have mentioned about her experience and coming out of that stroke situation, in her case, broken left brain is rebuilt, taking 8 years or so, working with the mother and all of that. And then you can make the mind function more in line to the nature's way, which is connected to your heart, your being. That's it. As simple as that. So you don't have to seek for it. You just eliminate what you have accumulated to have a bias or mind caught up. And maybe you don't want to do it because it sounds kind of boring. That's our choice. One is to go with whatever is happening in the mind, chasing this, seeking for this, going after this and that. Maybe suffering here and there, or maybe you're having a euphoric, wonderful experience and then go back, whatever, up and down. Or you have a choice to go back to the root of who you are, connecting to the heart. Be with the nature, melting into nature. And in that state, your brain activity changes. You're not using your mind, more toward no mind, and be aware, outside, inside. And your intuitive sense is more honed, perhaps like the tribeman in Amazon or in Africa. So that may be seen as too primitive, and we may be trapped with the abuse of the mind even. So that's the potential, as if we go back thousands of years ago. But having gone through this once to be human and go through some life experience, some wisdom, some mistakes, more compassion, compassion, all sorts of things, we may be able to revisit, not forgetting those experiences, the moment of suffering, but not to repeat it. Learn from the mistake, to bite the fruit of the knowledge in the Garden of Eden the second time, and let the nature manifest through you, having gone through the learning such that we can revisit this life, rebirth, wiser, know how to use the brain or mind. But perhaps more importantly, to not use the mind in the wrong way, the idea of inversion, so that you stay connected to the root, the heart. The law of nature manifests constantly. And from that comes the wisdom and compassion. That's what I believe we can do. And that's the spiritual path. In a way, it's simple because the mind function may be reduced and you become more intuitive. You can hone your intuitive sense, but not totally believing in your intuition, but having that rational mind, what causes trouble to other people and all of that, so that we can navigate our life better. And when it comes time to pass away, having gone through that life's experience, you are familiar with melting into the nature, and that's what takes place. And you be with the nature. Simple as that. Thank you.